Do this over here. Ooh, what a day. What a day. Been crazy today. Say goodbye to the hair. It's going to get cut next month or so. I feel it is. By the way, bangs on sale at Ollie's. $1. Want to do a short podcast? Oh, no, podcast. Short stream as I'm waiting and rendering some video. I've been doing this today, cleaning up the house, taking care of the girls, getting them to bed. It's been a busy day. So I thought, hey, why not do this for a little bit? There's nothing else going on today. There's nothing else going. You're not doing anything fun. Why not do this? I was looking for something to do. I say, is there something on YouTube right now? No, there's nothing. There's nothing for me to watch. No live shows. And it's really wild. I caught up on everything. So I thought, hey, I'll just do something. Hey, Michael. How's it going, sir? I'm just here trying to get, oh, there it is. That was done. Trying to get videos rendered, put away, wrapping that up. There, getting things. I'm eventually going to start getting things posted. I guess I got to start that Sunday. Unless I do some tonight. But yeah, what a day. Michael, I got 1 billion games played. Hello, Jeffrey. I look like I'm almost cleaned up, right? There you go. Me and you both. I got a ton of stuff. My nephews have been over the past 2 nights and spent the night, played. We played the day a little bit. And oddly enough, today was the least games we got played, but we got a ton of games played, and it just feels good to get that list. You know, I try to make sure I play all my games. Try to make sure I play all my games at least once. And oh yeah, I'm almost played through my entire collection. I've only got 1 game left that hasn't been played this out of the hundreds of games. Vintage 2, which is really good to have done that in about half a year. So I've got Star Wars Imperial Assault that definitely needs to get played. That's the only unplayed one that I've bought and haven't played yet. But now I'm going to take my time and play probably all the way through it this year. Time Stories, I'm playing through about halfway through with that one. Probably have that finish up in July. The one game left in my collection that had been played this year is one of the most popular ones, so it will be played maybe tomorrow. But yeah, and then I have 1 vintage game that I'm saving because a buddy of mine wants to play it with me. So that'll happen probably in July too. So yeah, and then any new games that come out, you know, or get added to the collection. I got that Catan Scenarios, Dragons and whatnot. That looks interesting. So that should come in, I guess, this month. I don't know. All the thing about shipping problems. And I'm like, I don't care. Those are just excuses for people on Kickstarter to delay your project again, in my opinion. The shipping problems are real, folks. All right. Wow, that is 21%. Okay, so let's see here. Black Series figures are usually on sale at Ollie's for around $5. Yeah, I love Ollie's. I love Ollie's. I don't like stores. I don't like stores that much. I love Ollie's. Well, Ollie's is a place I want to go out and shop. You can find the Marvel Legends, sometimes hardback editions there for super cheap too. If I keep looking through, and if there's something that is really nice, I'll get. But right now, all I've seen is the old Marvel reprints, which are really nice, but I already have the Dark Horse ones. And Ollie's only has like part 2, you know, or part 3 of 4 or something like, you know, something. They don't have them all. I remember the one that came the closest. They had numbers 1, 3, and 4 of a 4-part. And I was like, ooh, I almost bought it. I was like, I just got to buy 2, but for the price of 2 is what I was paying for all 3. But Ollie's is a great store, man. Like I said, I get snacks there. I'll look for board games there sometimes. And yeah, cereal they used to have. Mine doesn't carry that much cereal now. My wife told me there's a place in Dallas that they're like a cereal emporium, like any cereal you know or that's in production is there. Kind of want to go there. Am I a cereal guy? I don't know. Maybe. I'm telling you what, right? Well, 'tis the season, right? Oh, hey, how's it going? I don't know which one of you is this. Y'all need to come on the channel sometime. Y'all are so much fun. Y'all are so much fun. They do a lot of original, appreciating the original trilogy and stuff. And I don't know, that y'all are just so much fun to watch. You're not fun to watch. I'm kidding, Alex. I love Alex. I watch a lot of you guys' videos have YouTube channels, put video content. Just seem like fun people. All right, let's see. Just finished rule 2 for the second time. You back to kick. Which one was it, Michael? Which one was it? I want to know. Qui-Gon Obi-Wan stuff coming up. For all the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan stuff coming up. Oh, in your read. Yeah. Hello, Brady. I still like that picture, man. I watched that with my nephew just the other day. What is it? It's almost got like 500,000 views, right? It was like the one video I had. The first one I made went viral. We didn't know what it was back then, but I remember that was gonna get on a America's Funniest Home Videos or something like that. UK funny videos or some video surfing channel back way. We're talking like 11 years ago. Reached out to me and asked me for the rights to put it on their show, and I didn't know anything back then. I was like, I don't know who you are. It was something, wasn't America's Funniest Home Videos, but one of those video things. So like, no, I had to fill out all this information, you know, to them to send me a check for tax. I was like, I don't know, this is a scam. Probably wasn't, but you know, so I just never responded like a moron. Happy early. What kind of today is the 4th for a lot of people, right? Isn't it? I have a feeling it is, because they're going to do our fireworks show tonight. So no, I don't want to go, but we might have to. Well, I'd like to see the girls see fireworks, but the thing is, though, they're not going to do them until like 10:30. They say 9, which means 10:30, and then they don't do that many. Do you like Isaac Asimov's books? I've just read Foundation. I haven't read a single one. The only one I was going to read was for a book of essays for Sequart. They had asked me to write for them again. They asked me back to write for them. And I was going to agree because I was going to read one of Isaac Asimov's books and compare it to a movie. And I can't remember which one it was back then. And I was all for that. And but then that's when I struck a deal with the local dinner theater in town, and they're paying me way more to write scripts for them. So you try to be entertaining. You try. Are you really trying? I'm kidding with you. Running Legacy and Love and Innocence. I know, right? You read some of these, you're like, man, this would make a great mini series. Hi, I think you skipped this Star Wars: The Old Republic comic books. Well, folks, did I? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Michael's book. Oh, an expansion to Villagers. I didn't like. Wait, I never played Villagers. Never mind. It's The Village I played. Which I did not like. My Village. He didn't do those. Are you talking about the 3-issue Old Republic comic book reprints of the comic strip that were online that I reviewed? You haven't given me a name. You just give me an error. Oh, yeah. I think it was iRobot. Yeah, because it was just a bunch of I think that's what it was. I can't remember, but that sounds about right. I'm doing great, Jamie. How about yourself? Chris is my favorite person too. He rarely comes on YouTube. Yeah, Mister. Well, you're both welcome. We'll have to. You just reach out to us at the website. Contact us through that. We'll get you on one of these. I'll let you guys come on. You guys be fun to talk to. Hey, 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 how's that ankle doing, man? You getting better? uh, what's your favorite oh my goodness. That is, ooh. You know what? I think I was just talking to someone. I'm looking over my Dave Dorman art. I guess it has to be Crimson Empire, right? One. That just looks so beautiful. You're talking about comic books, right? Well, you said book cover. Never mind. Books. Is there some spine art? Gosh, I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Off the top of my head, I can't think of. I mean, I remember liking Crucible, but it's probably not my favorite. I don't know. It's a great question. I don't have an answer for it. Stump me. All right, let's see. Chris is pretty neat. Well, he's a quiet person. He's a quiet person. I love it. I love it. Me and my nephews were out at the park, and they were jumping. You know, where you swing up really high and you jump off the swing and land and see how far you can go. Well, they were doing it. I was like, I'll go for it, and I beat his record. I've never been so scared in my life when I jumped out of that swing. I got some sky, man. I was like, oh, this is a bad idea. I landed, didn't break anything, almost landed outside of the little swing area pin. And then he jumped, and he did. He landed his feet inside, but then fell outside the ring. So, okay, now try to beat that. I was like, I'm done. I can't believe I did it the first time. Let's see. Probably not. Probably not. Because I love reading it. I love reading it. I'll reading it again and again. Invincible. That's a good point. Invincible's a good one. Now, you know why I like Crucible? I like Crucible because it showed them as aged characters, and I thought it looked really good. I'm still picking Crucible. I know there's got to be one better. Invincible's good. And Jane's got the action pose. I do like that one. Can we pick Japanese covers? Because anything from New Joe Order is excellent. Man, you talking trash about Chris Nelson. You see, the man's always here. He's always listening. Chris, you want to join, you're more than welcome to, my friend. That's a great question. It may be the original Rogue Squadron book, but Race Squadron was really good too. Iron Fist. Ooh, no, never mind. Iron Fist. It's got to be Iron Fist. Yeah, it's got to be Iron Fist. Now that I think about it, least favorite is Mercy Kill. It's not bad. It's just not the best. Oh, Starfire's the Beyond Damar is another good one too. Forgot about that one. I turned my volume up, but he's soft spoken. I don't know. I don't know. I was in a quiet room, maybe. Man, look, he's doubling down on the hate. Chris hate. I guess. You know what? I was just thinking, I don't even look at movies anymore. So I don't know. Holy smokes. It's expressionlessness. Hi. Yes, it is me. I think it's me. Iron Fist all the way. Oh, man, Stig. I am doing excellent. Excellent. Great. How are you, sir? Do you have any interest in... No. Who is it? I think Steven. One of my buddies. He likes Brandon Sanderson. I don't know if it's that one he likes, but he does like some other Brandon Sanderson series he keeps telling me about. Oh, you did? Right on. You backed the 20th edition? I did, only because I wanted the Museum of Weird. But then my wife said, well, you can get cards for the girls. My girls are going to be, I think, even though the artist hasn't reached out to me, maybe I need to reach out to Carrie again to make sure. But they're going to be, I believe, zombie Siamese twins. They're seriously going to be a card. The girls are going to be featured in a card for the next Zombies expansion. So I can't wait. Carrie's really nice, too. Krytos Trap. Hold on, Michael. Was that in the middle? Oh, geez, it's up there. Was that in the middle? Was that like book 3 of a series? Because I feel like that was maybe just a bridge novel to kind of push the story along. It was a little bit of a slog. So yeah, if I remember that one right. That's why people love Chris. They can hardly hear him. Oh, here it is. Which Marvel United game is my favorite? I mean, probably Sinister Six. I'm looking at them. They're behind here. Probably Sinister Six. Infinity Gauntlet's so friggin' hard. Sinister Six is really fun. I'm bringing that to the beach. Gonna play it with my nephews. You do win, sir. You do. The Sig always for the win here. So never forget. Hey, look who it is.
Hey, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Is this loud enough?
You're just a soft-spoken guy. I'm fine for the sound. See, look.
Sometimes it's softer. It's true.
See, 2 Star Wars nerds is kissing up. He's saying, I'm not going to throw hate on Chris.
Absolutely.
I don't want him hating me.
See, that's part of the value I provide, relax people and bore them about the EU.
Hitting Chris is blasphemy. Teasing him's a different story. Okay.
That's true.
Denounce Chris Nelson. Denounce Chris Nelson.
Denounce C liberal. Denounce C liberal. Oh man. Inside jokes.
Oh, inside jokes, folks. All day long.
Gosh.
All day long.
I could just stop by for a second, and it's funny, there's this weird thing that happens every time I find that you're live. I jump on, and one of 2 things happen. Either someone's mentioning me, which is always flattering, or someone is talking about Shatterpoint. I'm always able to jump on, and then so I lurk around the internet just waiting for Shatterpoint references, and of course references to me. So I want people to believe that I'm actually Matthew Stover. That's actually like my dream. I want people to think that there's just, you've never seen us in the same room, right? So
That's true. That's true. Let's see. Any vintage games you've always wanted but yet to get? Oh gosh. Well, I feel like I'm out. What's one? Luke reviewed it. It was Euro Disneyland. Really hard to get, especially in the U.S. You gotta go to U.K. Shipping will kill you if the price of the game doesn't. But I think that's a game my wife would like. I mean, Hero Quest with all the expansions, but I don't really need it. I don't know. There's a Canadian game called Super Shopper, but it's always too expensive in my opinion. I want to just try it out. I'm trying to think what other vintage games. I don't know. There's a little handful, some Warrington games here and there. But so how's your Force so far, Chris? Y'all hear him because he's talking? I'm kidding.
It's okay. It's actually my wife is actually born. My my wife is actually born on the 4th of July, so that's kind of fun. So
shut up! I didn't know that.
Yeah, everyone in my family has like holiday birthdays, right? So she's the 4th. My daughter is election day, and my other 2 are Christmas, basically, and then I'm like Thanksgiving. So it's really weird. Like we're all holiday birthdays.
Chris, are you there? Oh man, see, you scared him off. I did. Book 3. It's a little bit of a slog, if I remembered. Nice. Nice. Bob Ross of Star. Oh, I wish you could see that comment. No, and Munchkins is okay. My nephews love that game. I think it's okay. Like, the only game I keep around for my nephews still is Santorini. And it's funny because it's one of my nephews, still some of my nephew's favorite games in my collection. And the only reason I have it is because of them. Like, I'm not opposed to trading it. It has the expansion in there and a few promos, and I'm fine trading it because and just keep it around for my nephews when they want to play it with me. They do. That is true. Shut up. I like Dark World. Me too. But Luke from Down from the Attic's all about Hero Quest. So, especially now that he got a copy. And he painted his. This looks really nice too. But it just looks like a regular dungeon crawl. I mean, I'm not saying anything bad against that because that came out in the 90s or whatnot. That's great. That's great. See, look, I lost Chris and I lost 6 viewers. That's what happens. It's happened when you lose Chris. I didn't let him die. He killed himself. I got him. I sent him an invite. Stig already left. Ticket to Ride. That came out with like a 30th or 20th edition, right? It's getting new ones. So yeah. I own Dark World. I actually own the 2 expansions. What's it called? Village of Fear and Dragon's Gate. I had to look them right here. Dragon's Gate is really hard to find now. So, but oddly enough, Dragon's Gate, least favorite. You don't do that much. Is this done? No, it's not done yet. Render it. Now look, I've replaced Chris with Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hi. What's up?
Hi. Well, not Chris anymore.
This is the first time you've sent me a link when it wasn't in the middle of the night.
Well, hey, it's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah. I've been watching the Euros.
So, what have you been doing?
I just said I've been watching the Euros.
That's it?
Yeah. Sitting perfectly still and watching the Euros, not saying a word. Plus, Alora's on vacation, so there's, no coffee chat.
I know. I haven't seen the two of you together in a while.
Well, we did last week.
Oh, you did one. You did do one last week. Never mind. You did.
Yeah.
I do remember that. But then the week before that, she had something, right? I can't remember. It's like y'all been spotty.
Yeah, she's been.
She had a graduation, or I can't remember.
Yeah. So she graduated, and
that's what it was. That was 2 weeks ago or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then we did one coffee chat, and then she went on a vacation. But we're going to be back again on Thursday, I believe.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we're starting volume 2 of the Republic Omnibus.
Right. You go through the comic. You want to see comic reviews, folks, page by page commentary. Yeah. They got it.
And she's never read them before, so she's getting brand new Star Wars content, and she's going mad with glee.
I'm telling you. Let me ask you this question, because I talk about this a lot when I'm doing my reviews. Was there any comic book that you went in there thinking this is not going to be very good, and it surprised you?
No.
Really?
No. I just it's actually the opposite. Sometimes it's like, oh, this is going to be awesome, and then oh crap,
it disappoints you. See, with me, it was Tales of the Jedi, the Legacy comic books. I thought this is going to be garbage. And I end up loving them, eating my words. Even when Kevin Janderson, one of my favorite authors, wrote what was it? Tales of the Jedi Redemption. I was like, oh no, he's gonna ruin this.
You know, Dawn of the Jedi. I got that omnibus.
Yeah.
When it came out last year, I think, and I opened it. It was like, oh, this artwork is fantastic.
Oh.
And then
yeah.
I kept reading it, and it was like, this isn't good. Because
Yeah.
I mean, how many times does main characters have to be left for dead, and then they show up 2 comics later? I was like, just kill someone and stick with it. Like, oh yeah, this guy's back. When he fell down,
That's true.
When he fell down into that pit, he really landed on the ship. You know, it's like, kill the bastard. You know,
right? I forgot about that. You're right.
The artwork though was superb.
Yeah, well, that's Jan Durismo, right?
I don't know. I just look at the artwork and like it or not.
But John Ostrander, I think he didn't. Everyone tells me, wasn't that a good comic book? I went, well, it wasn't great. He didn't have a chance to fulfill, and it just kind of ended. Not his fault how it ended, but I think if he would have given more time, it would have been a decent story. It wouldn't have been his best, I think. But I forgot about that he had a lot of tropes, repeating tropes in it more than once, back to back, in such a short-lived series.
You know what I noticed about Ostrander though is, you know, the Legacy series.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's basically 2.0 of the Quinlan Voss series. He has a criminal girlfriend. He's balancing, you know,
I never thought
between
about
the light and dark. You know, he's
yeah.
He's being you know, they're actively trying to turn him to the dark side. He has a special ability. You know.
Yeah, something special that no one else has.
Yeah,
that trope. He's
walking, girlfriend that he, you know,
walking the balance.
On.
Yeah,
I mean, and the Darth Talon is basically Ventress. Same fighting styles, you know.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, some of them get combined. Like someone the other day was commenting on my channel, like, Matt, you only reviewed 2 stories from this book. And I was like, it's a book of short stories. Yeah. I'm not reviewing them all. I'm reviewing them in chronological order. Those just happen first. Check out the other videos. I said, you read the description of the video. It says, I'm only reviewing 2 short stories today. I even say that at the beginning of the video too. That's okay. Let's see. Hold on. Did I miss something else? Read something EU. If you had a chance to read something from EU for some again, what would you choose? I'm newer to reading the EU for myself as opposed to reading about it. If you had a chance to read something EU for the first time again, I mean, it had to be, well, for the first time again, New Joe Order. Because, I mean, it was just, to me, it was just so full of surprises.
You know what? If I had to pick, I'd pick from the New Jedi Order and out through the Fate of the Jedi. That whole area, Legacy of the Force, and all that stuff. That whole thing with Jason and Jaina.
I just remember just reading New Jedi Order and just going, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing this." I'm just saying that over and over again because I just couldn't believe all the huge number of connections that they were making. I mean, huge, like integral. Because of this happened. Because of that, this happened. And then every time I thought it was going a direction I did not like there's some kind of crazy dark Jedi, super powerful, destroying things on Coruscant. I was like, what is going on? They just made up a character. No. Then they tell you who Lord Nyax really is. And like, oh. I think that was his name. I can't remember, but they tell you who the Dark Jedi really is and and explain everything. I was like, oh, and there's just so many times, and then so many big. Not talking about the 2 main characters I think who die in that series, but even other really important side characters who pass away. One in particular has a big ending. I think there's just I can see it in my head, especially how it would go down as a movie. And
I started reading the X-Wing books for the very first time. I never read them before.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, I keep hearing it, but finally, one of them ended up on Alora's book review thing.
Mhm.
So I have like 5 weeks to read book 1. So, yeah, I'm getting into it.
Those are fun. That's another one that I enjoyed reading. And those get better with time. We were talking about earlier the best and the worst on those, but yeah, there's a lot of those that, I mean, there's a lot of things but I could point to that I'd love to read again, but I guess that'd be maybe one of them. How would have Sword of Jedi trilogy connect to the legacy comic books? It wouldn't have.
It's too far away in the timeline, but it might have set up the Fell Empire, though.
It might have pointed in the direction of that. Yeah. Set up things to come. But
you still need 10 more books, I guess.
10 more years of books to keep pushing it to that story. Hello. Hello.
Hello there.
There you go. Even better. Well, let me see. Catch up on the comments here. What is going on? That's a great question. Don't know.
Basically, I finally replied to one of Wilkins's 28 emails.
Yeah, Ganner's Last Stand. There's a lot of great moments you can talk about with the books and everything that would, and the reason I picked Iron Fist, Michael, and probably the same reason you did too, was because of there's a death in that one that's just, whoa, like I said, that of all the deaths in Star Wars, that one hit me the hardest because you're so connected to these characters and you think, oh, because that's another thing. That was during the Bantam era, wasn't it? Yeah. And you never saw tropes like, you'd see the regular trope, if someone gets kidnapped, they're going to get rescued. There wasn't a threat to the characters. It was, how are they going to get out? It wasn't that they weren't going to get out because you knew they were. But sometimes they don't get out. And it kind of takes you for a spin. You're like, oh. And I don't think that I'd ever seen that before, maybe in the books. And so maybe it caught me off guard. But that one hit me the hardest. I was like, oh, man. New Joe Order was terrifying, too, because every time you read it, you didn't know who was going to die. Someone's going to die at the end of each book, except for the last two. Someone's going to die. And I can't remember who it was that was super mean, but there's a kind of a main character, and they're dropping hints the whole time that this could be, for some reason it feels like goodbye. And I'm thinking, no. And they did that just to kind of fish you along, string you along. But who wasn't worried that that character wasn't going to die? I'm trying to abstain from spoilers here, but there's some great moments there. Let's see what else we got there. Hey, I became a fan when I was a kid. Saw Phantom Menace in '99. Followed new canon now. I've read the EU. Not much, though. I wanted to ask, what's the difference between the EU? Oh, it's better.
It's competently written. It doesn't contradict the movies.
And I'm fine that you like the new canon. I'm people love new canon too. With me, the expanded universe, in my opinion, and you can go back and read it. Do these books honor the characters from the movies? Now you can debate whether they did that in new canon. A lot of people don't think the new movies honored the old original characters very well, or they didn't represent them as much. Okay, even Mark Hamill's voiced his concern on that.
Well, you know what? They actually made episode 1, 4, 5, and 6 not make sense. Even episode 3, because they added to the new canon with the Mandalorian and Rogue One, and the sequel trilogy, that you can make hyperspace jumps from within the gravity of a planet, and hyperspace lanes is a non-issue, which means the blockade of Naboo makes no sense.
Right.
And the trap at the end of Return of the Jedi, when the Imperials are blocking the hyperspace lanes for the rebels, that makes no sense. They could have just jumped away anyway, according to what Disney has added to it.
Yeah, so there's not much when it comes to science of how ships fly through space. there's probably some continuity errors there. I have not.
Massive continuity
Yeah.
issues because
go ahead.
The blockade of Naboo and the trap at the Return of the Jedi. Those are massive plot points, which makes it a plot hole if they start adding that. Yeah, you can make jumps from anywhere and even do the hyperspace ramming, right? I mean, what's the point of space battle if you could just put a cheap droid in a cheap ship and have it hyperspace through a Star Destroyer?
That's true too. There's a lot of questions there that never got answers and never got much thought of after. And and today's what extra comic books, they don't work to sow continuity, whereas the books and comic books did. If you notice anything that the prequels and the sequels had that looked like a contradiction, EU smoothed it out.
Yeah,
EU smoothed some of those things out.
Not that they did it up. And they did it while also telling a competent story. Yeah. Which is what Disney doesn't do. They just do a comic to try and fix an issue in, I don't know, Return of whatever it's called, Rise of Skywalker. If there's an issue in that one, they release a comic that supposedly explains it, but then get 3 more problems.
But to answer your question, here's what I would say. The difference is, I just think that the characters, the EU stayed more true to the characters. It is up to opinion, though. It is up to opinion. But, read a few of those big books if you care about the original trilogy, the original characters. Truce of Bakura or the Thrawn trilogy are great places to start. Because, and then see for yourself, does this feel like Star Wars to you? And that's why there's fans of that. But, anyway, it's to each his own. But that's, if you ask for our opinion, there's Stiggs, which Stiggs is more informed than I am because he's seen the new stuff.
Papa Wedge is saying, why is it a contradiction? A blockade isn't the same as a Star Destroyer that's on the move. They weren't on the move in Return of the Jedi. They just parked to block the hyperspace lanes. And then they sent in the TIE fighters, right? Then the Death Star started firing. But it's a contradiction, though, because if, the blockade around Naboo, if Padme and company could have just hyperspace from within the gravity of the planet, they wouldn't have to break through the blockade, would they?
Again, to me, since I never saw the sequel trilogy, to me, that's just, how it is. I didn't know there was a different science involved in the new movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's all kinds of stuff. You don't even need, the red lightsaber crystals anymore. You just, if you're a Sith, you make the crystal bleed, and that makes it red.
Hello, really?
Hate on the Wedge cooked the chicken in that one.
I'm just telling you, those are just ignorant people, Jared. Low education.
I just bought the hardcover collection.
You did, and congratulations to you. It's even better in hardcover.
You know what? I didn't like the writing in it, but I like the importance and the events in it.
Oh gosh, Jedi Academy trilogy by far. I did not like iJedi. Hey, Steve, did you read iJedi though?
No, not yet. I was told I should wait until I read the X-Wing books.
Does Matt have a brother? Yes. Several brothers. So 4 to be exact. All younger and not as good looking.
I'm not going to comment on that. I feel I can make a lot of comments, but I'm not going to say anything.
Let's see. People don't think you have any more masculine respect. Okay, I'm catching up on the comments here. Whoa, Big Steve. Big fan.
Hi, Big Steve. I haven't seen him in a while.
There it is. Steve, do you follow new canon obsessively?
I have not given the new canon a dime since The Last Jedi.
Whoa. Look at this. How much does he pay you?
I don't know.
Make comments like this about you.
It's a Saturday. He's probably drunk.
What contradictions? I'm interested. That Fett's still
alive. Dark Empire, but that was even written before there was an EU. Really?
I mean, what contradictions is what I want to know.
Well, it contradicts the Chosen One prophecy, because Anakin was to destroy the Sith.
Right.
If Palpatine comes back, Anakin didn't destroy him, did he?
Oh no, he's a clone.
Yeah, but the Palpatine's spirit is still in him.
I guess, but they never rise to power within his lifetime ever again.
No, but
I don't know. I mean, Episode 9. How did they say the prophecy's garbage because here come the Sith again? I don't know.
Well, it was written before the sequel trilogy, so that's why the problem is what it is.
All right,
it was supposed to follow the Marvel comics.
I never considered it a contradiction, me personally. But I mean, if you want to go verbatim, then yeah. But then you got a lot more problems. Dave Filoni, yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh hell yes. You know what?
Not Dave Filoni.
In Revenge of the Sith, right? Order 66 happens, and Palpatine sends a hologram to the clone commanders, and it says execute Order 66, and the clone commanders go, "We'll be done," and then he walks over to another clone and points at Kenobi and says, "Fire!" Right? That means there was no chip. Why use a hologram if there was a chip in their head?
I don't.
I
don't know. That's I think someone said that. Episode 7, yeah. I mean,
it makes no sense. Yeah. If it was just a chip, then you could just press a button. Why send a hologram message to one of them, and the other one is supposedly going to walk from person to person and activate all the others? Or, I don't know. There was never supposed to be any chip. It was just indoctrination. They were brainwashed.
In the novelization Return of the Jedi, they say there are interdictor ships to prevent escape. The fleet and TIE fighters would play escaping. Shane, I don't know. I never saw the sequel movies, so I don't know. I can't speak to this contradiction if there is one. But
yeah, they're making hyperspace jumps while on a planet all the time in Disney canon.
Yeah. And hey, those books made Akbar an actual character. Jedi trilogy.
Yeah, Akbar got to shine quite a bit in the EU. Both him and Wedge.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, the Chosen One prophecy, which never mattered outside the prequel. That's true too. That's true too. And besides the prequel trilogy, there are movies. Made Rey the Chosen One and Palpatine becoming Skywalker. Really?
Yeah, they did that. Rey is.
Are you serious?
She's a clone of Palpatine or something like that. And
so Anakin was not the Chosen One?
No, it was Rey Palpatine was the Chosen One.
But even that's the whole point of the prequels.
It's the whole point of the whole saga. Anakin destroying the Sith from within.
I honestly did not know this, so I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. What happens though is at the end,
she
just takes the name Skywalker because she knew Luke Skywalker for 2 days. Or whatever it was.
That's odd.
Yeah, and Palpatine dies from stop hitting yourself. He's shooting force lightning at Rey, and she's blocking it with lightsabers. It's pouring back into him, and he just keeps shooting the lightning until he explodes. So it's stop hitting yourself, really. He could have just stopped and he wouldn't have died, right?
I guess. This one, never understood why people. I mean, people love him. There's a lot of people that love him. In fact, Romy Gamer, one of my more civilized ages, I kind of want to put Filoni on trial, meaning I want to bring in Filoni fans and to ask them why they love him so much.
Dave Filoni has done more damage to both canons than Rian
Johnson.
Continuity. Yeah, that Rian Johnson ever did. I mean, I saw a page from one of the sequel trilogy books about where they had the meeting, where they were planned, and I put planning in quotation marks though, where they were planning the movies, right? And for some reason, Dave Filoni's there. He's there helping with the planning, and he's the one who said we need to basically nerf Luke and make Leia the important one, because he wanted to bring the matriarchy back to Star Wars. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I supposedly honors Lucas's vision and stuff. But George Lucas has said since the 80s that Luke became the most important Jedi, the most powerful Jedi after Return of the Jedi, and started an academy and all that. So how can Filoni be honoring George then if he does the opposite? You know?
Exactly. I mean, Filoni to me is someone who he feels it. You talk to him, he acts like he created Star Wars.
Yeah, and as soon as someone calls him out on continuity issues, like clockwork, he says, "Yeah, but George."
Do you know that video's gone now? The one I referenced years ago about the kid calling him out at that con.
Yeah, they removed
and him getting all pissy about it. That was early, like season 2 or something, and it's not there anymore. We can't find it. We've all, anyone who watched back in the day saw it. Now I didn't mark it. I do have on my favorites on YouTube. There's some that the video's not there anymore, and I'm guessing someone who took it down because it made Filoni look bad.
There was an interview with George Lucas last year, and he was asked about Star Wars and stuff, and he said that Disney Star Wars isn't his vision at all. That they just took all the control away from him, and that little bit got edited out because people started doing videos and articles about it.
Oh, really?
And within a week, it's gone. So basically,
Filoni, man, there's Filoni fans that they don't want anything being said about him. The biggest Filoni fan is Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
Yeah,
he's a huge Filoni fan. I'd love to ask him why.
Yeah, it's weird though.
He's one of those guys that but he's one of the people who wants. He said, "Oh, Filoni should be running this company." I'm like, no, please. No, I don't want that.
Well, not just Jeremy, but others made like piles of videos about the hyperspace ramming in The Last Jedi, right? So why aren't they doing the same with entering hyperspace from within the gravity of a planet? It's just as big a problem. And the Leia flying through space scene
I know about it. I never.
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad.
Someone told me it was Mary Poppins in space.
Yeah, literally, it's Carrie Poppins. But Dave Filoni did it first on Rebels. He had that Kanan fellow that he ripped off from Kal Katarn fly through space, just the same way. So why was the problem then?
No difference then.
No, it was pretty much the same, but and he was blind at the time too. So if it happens on Rebels, it's fine, but if it's in The Last Jedi, then it's a huge problem. It's exactly the same thing.
Crazy.
It's double standards.
It is a double standard. You're exactly right. Let me catch up with some of the comments here. Are you a fan of Corn Horn? Yeah, but I'm not a huge fan, but I like him. Are you a big fan of Corn Horns, Stig?
I haven't read too many books with him in, so I'm kind of on the fence still.
Okay, so it's jury's still out on that. Okay, I was heartbroken how they treated Akbar and his death was insulting. I don't think his death was insulting. He died peacefully, right? Before the Nujia Order War really heated up. Am I correct in thinking that?
No, I think he's talking about the Disney.
Oh, sorry. How'd he die in Disney?
Kylo Ren fired a rocket or whatever at the ship he was in, and then he's gone.
That's it. That's how he died.
Yeah, and then Leia floats into space and does the Mary Poppins thing.
Oh, that was it. So Akbar. I've never heard that. No one ever told me that Akbar died.
Yeah, he just
I didn't know that.
Poof, he's gone.
We're gonna do a video one time of how someone sits down and explains the sequel trilogy to Matt. I have no idea. Hot take. What'd you get? Kind of a cute couple. Stig thinks the same. No, I think what they're saying is at first it wasn't part of the EU because the books weren't connected to the comic books, and then later on when Kevin J. Anderson's Jedi Academy trilogy came in, they started to include it in there, but it wasn't brought in with the rest of the canon at the time of its creation.
Yeah,
but even now that it is, me personally, if you're going for the whole prophecy thing, I get it. But that's not a full Sith. The Sith never came back into power again. They're gone. They're not gone for good because we know they come back in comic books and years later, But through Anakin's thing, he kind of just ends the Sith and was it once and for all? But prophecies aren't meant to be. Well, of course, for that prophecy, I don't know.
Well, George Lucas actually said that prophecy was 100% true when he was explaining the plot. So it wasn't misread or anything. That's the story. Anakin destroys the Sith from the inside and dies in the process, leaving no Sith, right? Which restores the balance because the imbalance was caused by the presence of the Sith in general. The Sith were kind of like a cancer on the Force.
I don't know. Didn't Palpatine have die in Return of the Jedi? He also electrocuted himself. I mean, how the story goes is he died. He died in that body, and then his spirit woke up in the body of a clone and started laughing. But he's having trouble burning through clone bodies, and he can't cling on to life. This was, in my opinion, this is Palpatine's only, and it's a poor attempt to cheat life. Remember, in Episode 3, he's trying to find life everlasting, to live forever. That's his goal. Darth Plagueis even goes into that a little bit, where he's trying to search for immortality. The only way, and Palpatine sees the clones as a way to be immortal, but then there's a problem with the clones, and so he's trying to move ahead. Now you have spirits of the Sith that live on far past their time, so that the Sith spirits are still around. Oh, he didn't kill a Sith spirit. You're kind of grasping at straws there because you got tells the Jedi, the spirit of Exar Kun. You got, tons of Jedi, dark Jedi, and good Jedi spirits that are around. You can't kill the spirit. Jedi ghosts are everywhere. So I don't know. I mean, just that it inhabits a body, that's not the real thing, in my opinion.
A lot of that was written before the prequels, though. So we have to we have to forgive some of those issues because they weren't psychic. But what's kind of in the sequel trilogy, right? Force ghosts can influence the world. Basically, Yoda makes lightning strike a tree.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and then Luke Skywalker holds a lightsaber as a ghost and lifts an X-wing. Which means the Force ghost of Yoda could have killed Palpatine and Vader whenever he wanted to by electrocuting them, which is how they die anyway.
He said, let the living suffer. Let the living suffer. Us ghosts will sit back and eat popcorn and watch.
Yeah, and you could have had
we'll come in and help when we want to, but other than that,
yeah, you could have had Ghost Yoda deal with what's his name, Snoke. Could have killed him at any time.
true. Yeah, anytime.
It's baffling.
When's the next More Civilized? It's coming out next week. I don't know when, but we're trying to get it. I was trying to look and see someone's schedule. I'm trying to work around his schedule, but he hadn't got back to me. It is the 4th of July, but I emailed him like a week before, like last week. But I guess he's just been too busy to get back with me. So it'll be sometime next week. I know that's not really a good answer. The topic will probably be on the second wave of Del Rey novels that are out. There's one.
Does the Heart of the Jedi fit well with the rest of the EU?
Yeah, Joe kind of fitted in there with a few edits. But yeah, pretty much. But it's something that it's not imperative to read. That's right. I'm happy George Lucas. All I need is a beard, salt and pepper beard, right? He didn't date any of my brothers. I know who all my brothers dated. I'm not trying to be mean.
They didn't date each other, did they?
You dated someone that maybe looked like me or something, or maybe had a last name, but it wasn't any of my brothers. Trust me. I've known all my brother's girlfriends. Put Filoni on trial. Well, no, that's going to be a future one. There's just someone that I want to put in on that. And I just need to get with that person, and it's going to be till August till I get around to. I'm going to see if I can have a chat with them. But I know there's some big YouTube channels out there who are big Filoni fans, and I'm trying to get one of them on to discuss it. You know, 'cause I really want to know. All right. Hey, Michael's here. Hey, Michael. I think he's here. It's weird. I can see you in the lobby, but when I put you on, there it is. He's coming on there. Nope, he's gone. Just like that. Just like Chris. Everyone's leaving. Thanks, Stig, for sticking around.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Let me discuss that in a more civilized age.
You know what I saw today?
What's that?
They've done something similar with the X-wing that Luke flies. It says Luke Skywalker's X-wing now, and some Disney shill was saying, "Oh yeah, now everyone should be offended because it's not called Red 5." Like Luke's call sign isn't the name of the ship.
That's true. Yeah, no, that's his call sign. Hey, can you tell me where that George Lucas quote is? Because I don't think he's ever said that.
No, that quote is directly from Dave Filoni. He just said that George had said it, but
yeah, someone that said,
you know what he said now,
George said this, I'm not going to go for. I'm just not, because I heard George. He said Matt Wilkins is the greatest person in the world. I heard him say that. So you can't deny it because I've said that I've witnessed it. All right, so that's that. But I'm not trying to come down on you. I'm just saying that I don't think he said that, because every time he's spoken about Lucasfilm, about his own company, about the EU, it's always been respectful, saying there are 3 different worlds or 3 different rings or 3 different levels. He never said canon. Here he is. Let's try to get him on again. 3 different canon. And the thing is, though, he said there's my story, there's Lucasfilm's story, the EU, and there's fans, like fan fiction. And that's all he's been. And he's like, hey, my story trumps everything. And I'm fine with that. But at the same time, there's overwhelming documented evidence from videos, from interviews, from reports that George, and from everyone involved, George had a hand in the EU. He had yes/no check sheets. I mean, I just read something from West End Games talking about how cool it was to get notes from George Lucas when they're working on a new project. And George, hey, don't do this, do this. I've always imagined history to be this. Or I like how you did this. Please insert that into here. And like, he read their stuff. He understood their stuff. He would give West End Game packages. You can ask any of the Bantam authors this. They got a little, George made sure they got a West End Game Star Wars package of all the ships, the characters, the aliens, the planet, supplementals, so they could learn how to write in that world. Timothy Zahn's mentioned it on several occasions, as has Dave Wolverton and Kevin J. Anderson in multiple interviews.
I actually called Dave Filoni in a lie the other day. He was saying that George Lucas really wanted Ahsoka to survive. A few years ago, he said George was crystal clear on the fact that Ahsoka should die at Order 66. So there was only Kenobi and Yoda left, right? But now he's saying George was all for it, which is he's lying.
I don't know.
I saw a video.
No, I mean, kind of just changing the story now.
Yeah, I saw a video of Katie Lucas calling him out on a panel because Dave Filoni was bragging about how he had come up with Darth Maul's legs.
No, that was the behind the scenes DVD where he said, "Where'd you come up with?" He went, "I don't know. We came up with the concept of this." And Kate Lucas looks at him and says, "No, we didn't. We got it from the comic book. Remember?"
Yeah, and then he squirmed.
And George kind of goes, Filoni goes, like, I don't want to mention EU in this, but Katie's like, no, we got it from the comic book, and I even knew what she was talking about, Infinities, and I was like, she's right, she's right, you did. Yeah. But what he was remorse. He would not admit that came from the EU. He didn't want to even talk about the EU because he still has that sore subject with the EU fans that he didn't follow their continuity.
Yeah, and he basically caused Karen Traviss to quit because he messed up the canon and the continuity, and then now he's ripping her off with a Bad Batch. He's ripping off the Null Squad storyline.
Michael, how are you?
Hi, Michael.
What's going on? In some ravishing conversation here.
I caught a little bit of that, buddy. You're having a little lag there, but I'm glad
if you can hear me.
There he is. That's better.
Thanks.
Here, I'm trying to make it through the comments here. So Force users can't survive in space like in the EU. Force Unleashed, Starkiller flies through space. That must have been the video game. I don't remember.
The video game isn't canon. It's the novel that's the canon.
Okay. And the video game maybe, but the novelization of it,
he doesn't fly.
As far as I know, both 1 and 2 didn't have anything. I mean, I'll agree he was overpowered. I mean, he's a very overpowered character, but that's kind of from the that's kind of the whole story of it, right? But the other cool thing is he can't really control it in a way. Vader knows he'd be a powerful, Jedi if he could just harness this, his unleashed anger or whatnot. If he could harness that.
I actually read the graphic novel a week ago, and there's an interview with the guy who made the game and stuff in it, and he said the game by design was supposed to be overpowered. They were supposed to amp up the force powers by 100, just for fun gameplay, and George was all for it just because fun. But the novel was the canon version of the story because the game has 2 endings, right? And Starkiller gets shot 5,000 times during the game, and all that. So gameplay was never canon, but cutscenes from games are, because that's events.
Okay.
Bastila trying to sacrifice herself for Revan and all that. That's the canon bits, but not the Revan running around using 500 health stimulants and whatever during a fight.
That would be insane. Let me catch up on these comments here. Shot. Yeah, George went against himself. He's the one that cut Maul in half. I can't remember. Noah showed me the interview because I couldn't remember where it was, and Noah showed me it, where George said he cut him in half on purpose back in '99 because he didn't want the books to bring him back. But George Lucas himself brought him back later. Even though I was like, because when I read that, I was like, wait a minute. George never wanted Maul to be brought back. And he was the one a few years later, like, let's bring him back. Like, wait a minute. It was your law. I said, I cut him in half because he said they brought Boba Fett back. So now they can't bring back Darth Maul. That's why I had him get cut in half because I didn't want them bringing him back. But then he ended up doing that, which was a crazy thing. Papa Wedge said it probably best there. Yeah, maybe true. Also, what's the worst thing Dave Filoni did on the EU continuity concerning your statements? I mean, he had such an opportunity, and he not only squandered it, but then rubbed it in the EU's face. Like, I'm not following your continuity on purpose. And then you have things like, obviously, the timeline in Clone Wars. Obviously, people have a problem with the way he just totally ripped apart the Mandalorian history, which the EU did retcon later on. And then you got little things. I say little things, but the death of what's that Jedi Master in Episode 1? Evan Peel.
And Depp Babalaba too. Apparently
and you have a few continuity errors there that are just bad.
Yeah, because the reason Kenobi is on the council in Episode 3 and sitting in that chair is because of the events of Shatterpoint, which George Lucas helped write.
Yeah. And yeah, I know Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers is a big fan too, and I just people are, but he did great for the continuity. No. But someone who doesn't read the EU would think that.
Well, it's not even good continuity with the movies.
Well, no, not for Episodes 2 and 3. You are correct, and not as a bridge. Yeah. You're exactly right.
If you watch Rebels, Thrawn, Palpatine, Vader, and Maul have the combined IQ of 35. That doesn't mesh with the movies.
Just like Marvel Civil War, Phantom Menace Civil War. There you go. Funny.
It's okay to.
There's definitely not a lot of people that are indifferent towards Filoni. It's either one way or the other. You either think Filoni is the best thing ever or the worst thing as ever. I don't know anybody who is in the middle on the Filoni conversation.
You know what?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying you can't be, but I don't know how you could be. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just don't know. You don't know that much about the topic. You're like, well, I liked it, but I don't know what the whole difference is. Unless you know. That maybe the difference there. How well you know the EU.
Well,
are there people who don't like the EU who hate Dave Filoni, and why?
I don't think there is. But I would have kind of fixed all of it though if they just called the stuff Filoni has made, just called it the Filoniverse and have it be its own thing.
He wants it. That's why he got his own little T canon.
Yeah, just call it F canon. Filoni canon.
That's what I called it a long time ago. F canon. F that canon. Yes, I am religious. Which ones can George related with the wheels and the notion of destiny? That's true. What's the name of my brother? I know it's not. I know you can't be. Because then you would know me. You would know me for sure. I'm not trying to be mean. I know each and every one of my brother's girlfriends. So, let's see. Here's one. I don't know this one. You played Old Republic many times with things related to Valkyrie and its power level. Do you think it's more powerful than the Emperor? I've never played it. So can anyone else answer that one? Sig, have you played the Old Republic?
No, I am also not a SOTOR player.
You're not either? Okay. I'm sorry, we can't answer that. You don't have video gamers or people who played that game.
Yeah. I if I play video games, I want to play by myself, not with 20 others.
Doesn't want to share his toys.
I want my peace and quiet.
He gave us Helisabers.
Yeah,
I heard
did
about that.
Helicopter lightsabers. And I think it was in that same episode they had what's her name? Satine detonated an ion grenade in the hangar of Tarkin's Star Destroyer, and it disabled the whole ship with the ion blast, except for the shields that kept them from being sucked out of the hangar, and with the exception of the ship they came in with too. So that's one selective grenade.
Yeah. Let me answer this. Jeremy's not wrong about the EU. He just, in his opinion, that's his opinion. Remember, there's no right and wrong here. We're talking opinions here. But he just doesn't understand the expanded universe. So if he's just saying maybe new canon, but again, there's a point to be made that between episode 2 and episode 3, the Clone Wars do not fit well between those. And that's one of the things I'd like to ask him, how he thinks it does.
I've been on probably four streams with him, I think. He's a really nice guy, fun to talk to. But when it comes to Star Wars, he's full of shit.
You heard it. That's fine. I mean, it's just and that's fine. It's just a discussion we're having here. I don't mind either way. But I mean, if you just want my opinion on things, that's all I'm giving. And my opinion is not always 100% correct either, by the way. Hold on, let's see.
There's
a lot of go ahead.
There's two things here. There's two things here that people forget a lot of time, that George changes his mind like no other. George changes his mind every day of the week.
Oh yes.
So he has lots of intentions, and he changes like crazy. So was he heavily involved one day? Sure. And the next day he probably didn't care. And then the next day he changed his mind. Again, if Disney had called Friday instead of a Thursday, maybe he wouldn't have sold them. That's how he changes his mind, I believe. And then the second thing, we all have to love Dave because he gave us Ahsoka. Remember?
Oh, yeah. I'm not an Ahsoka fan. But yes, you're true about that. That's true.
I guess we'll get the silent treatment from Matt on that one.
Yeah.
I got so much stick on Twitter a couple of years ago when I said Ahsoka was a Mary Sue. Like thousands of people got angry. I hadn't even tagged anyone. I just said it while I was watching a Clone Wars episode because she was unarmed and she defeated an armed Darth Maul. You know, I'm like, that's not cool, right?
Yeah.
He had a lightsaber. She didn't have anything. She was a teenager. He's a Jedi executioner, basically.
Right.
And yeah, she was unarmed and defeated him. I'm like, ugh.
Let me ask you this, guys. Matt's question: What moments blew your mind the most? I mean, it would have to be spoilers, but like I said, a lot of stuff from the New Year Order I was talking about, I was just blown away. I was blown away with connections. I was blown away with deaths. I mean, there's a lot that blew me away. What about you guys? Was there a moment you're like, whoa? And I guess I'm just going to go and clarify spoilers. Do you have a moment like that? I guess not.
I'm waiting for Michael.
You already said it, Matt.
Oh.
Iron Fist. When Tom died in Iron Fist.
Yeah. There's some great stuff. There's some great stuff.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, no, I can hear you.
For me, I think it was Chewie. Chewie dying.
Do you know that I watched that? I read that in a news article when it happened because it said spoilers. I went, so what? It's a Star Wars book. There's nothing big ever happened in Star Wars books like that. And I went ahead and read the article. This is back before, they did say spoilers. It was a newspaper. It was in the newspaper when New Year Order came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, what? Because when I read it, I was like, no, what? And I was like, and so the whole time I'm reading the book, I was so nervous. I was like, they can't do this. They can't do this. But when they said spoilers ahead, I went, spoilers, what? Han and Leia have been married. They have kids now. I thought that was what the spoiler was or something. And then it hit me with that. I was like, I'd never seen anything like that before. So to their credit, they did say spoilers, but I just never thought the spoilers were that big of a deal.
If the EU wasn't canon and all, why would it even make the news?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Oh, that's one. That was a big deal. That one made news basically because one main character died. But oh my gosh, am I behind in the comments already? Mind blowing. Oh yeah, there's a lot of New Jet Order moments. Borskfilia's last stand. We are talking about Ganners, but the way Borsk goes out is incredible. There's the Voxen, there's Anakin, there's the moment Anakin dies and just everyone goes insane. I say insane meaning that Jaina starts taking a step toward the dark side. Leia goes catatonic for a moment, and then Han, who is just now recovering from the death of his friend, now has to deal with. I mean, I remember when that happened, I was like, "Oh no!" We just got over. Han just accepted the death of his friend and was ready to move on, and then the person that he never got to say I'm sorry to. Did he ever apologize to Anakin for what he told him?
I'm not sure if he did.
I don't think he did.
Everything I tell you is a lie.
Yeah, but I don't think he did because he kind of blamed, and he knows he didn't mean it afterwards. You just say something in the heat of the moment. He kind of blamed Anakin, and now Anakin's gone too, and that's hard, man. That's harsh. I remember that chapter when she's doubled over in pain and Han goes, "What?" And all she can do is barely get out the words Anakin, and Han doesn't understand what she means, and he's about to ask, and then suddenly realization settles in on him, and everything goes deathly quiet in the room for Han. Like the world just stops and everything's quiet. And I'm going, oh no, this is not good. And there's a comlink buzzing, and he just takes
I don't think
the
so.
gun. Isn't this right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he takes out the gun and shoots the comlink, just destroys it, and then says that felt good, and then he starts trashing the entire apartment, if I recall. And you're just reading this kind of like with one hand over your mouth, going, "Oh my gosh, because this death is really hitting you." And it's just, I mean, and hence another reason people who hate the New Jet Order, I understand. You don't like feeling sad. You don't like feeling depressed. And that's what 80% of these books were, was just loss after loss. I remember the Meg did her review, and she was talking about how awful this is, that it's just always sad, always, it's just, there's no hope. Every time the New Republic takes one step forward, they lose 3 steps back, and it's just aggravating and sad to see losses and defeats and just sadness and misery. And who wants to read this? And I get it. Now, someone like me, I'm just going, oh my God, I knew they were going to come back. You knew they were going to come back at the end, but just the path to get there is just so devastating. It's still the most devastating. What was it? 4 quadrillion people died during this war. I can't, the numbers are amazing, but they've never had in the old expanded universe, it was the biggest or most casualties in any war. And I just thought that was just great. I mean, great, meaning as story-wise and everything. But yeah, I get it. People don't want to sit there and be miserable for book after book.
I need to pop off now. I'm expecting a phone call and stuff.
Go ahead. Tell her I said hello.
I will. It's Teresa, actually. She got a package I sent to the United States.
Then definitely tell Teresa I said hello.
Yeah. So she has Norwegian chocolate now.
Oh, we're sending chocolates, are we?
Oh yeah, I send chocolates all the time.
I didn't know it was that serious.
No, I just send it to everyone.
It's okay. It's okay. I didn't get chocolates, but
maybe I'll send you some chocolate one day though. But I'm afraid you'll make too big a deal of it.
All right, Steve,
I mean, I get enough emails from you already.
get off. Hey, tell Teresa I said hello though.
Yeah, okay. Take care and be well, all of you.
All right, brother. You too.
Bye.
Anyway, did I miss? I've been watching
A
the
lot.
comments here. I missed a lot. Geez. Yes, I did. Okay, so, oh, wait, he did apologize in Hero's Trial, but didn't feel like it was enough. Okay, thank you. Because you know what? Someone just pointed out to me they listened to Shatterpoint on audio, and they said that Mace has a dream. I totally forgot about this. Mace has a dream of aliens invading Coruscant and turning it into a jungle. And I just don't remember that. I believe it, but I just don't remember that. Yeah, that's true too. So let me catch up on all these. Yeah, everyone's talking about that. Yeah, and I
He doesn't
understand why
want to
people
send
don't
you the
like
wrong message.
True. Shoot, and just like Star Wars civilians, canon and EU, but D seems recently try to look at the film influence. Do you think we'll bring back Ben Stallone in episodes 10? I don't. Yeah, I don't care about it. Not in a mean way. I don't care
Probably.
about it. It's just okay. There you go. Michael says probably. I can't speak to that. So for me, I don't know. And again, it's just not for me. But I'm not someone saying, hey, you should not watch the new. You should not enjoy this.
I don't
I'm not
remember
going
that.
to tell you what you can't and can't like. But either way, though, I mean, if you like it, I'm fine with that too. That's the thing that people get so confused on is like even though I don't watch it and I don't really care about the new canon, I don't care if other people do. To me, it's the same way of saying, hey, I like soccer, Matt. Oh, you shouldn't like soccer. It's a terrible sport. I don't like soccer, but that doesn't mean you can't. So I feel that same way about new canon. Dog War 35 minutes. I'm missing some of this conversation I'm seeing. Wow.
Man.
Say what? What was that, Michael? Uh-oh. Maybe having a little disconnect. It'll probably pop back on, dude. I just didn't catch it.
You're not a gatekeeper.
Not a gatekeeper. Oh, no, not a gatekeeper at all. No. Yeah, no. Everyone can like us. I like how other people have said that before. Like, we're not gatekeepers. But then they say, all these people who
You're
like
not
this
a gatekeeper.
are awful. Oh, there's a big delay in the audio. Okay, your lips didn't even move then. So that's okay. Still happy to have you on. In fact, I did hear one of my girls wake up, so it's gonna be we're gonna be closing it up soon. And then plus my video rendered. Anyway, folks, we're gonna have an official Q&A coming up next week. I don't know when, but I'm gonna try to get that done. And yeah, I'm gonna do a monthly update. I thought about stopping them, but there's just so much fun. There's so many things I want to talk about on the expandeduniverse.com. I know you're checking it out because our traffic is immense right now. There is a lot of stuff coming out. I'm starting my new series that's all for the month of July. It's called Forgotten Class. It is kind of going through the first official class from Jedi Academy. I start with some of the big hitters and then make it through the bottom ones as much as I could figure out. There's still, I think, about 4 Jedi that were never from that first class that were never revealed. I didn't mention that, but there were 4 that I could not find from the original class of the number I could find. And then I talked about who I thought was in the second class. I know they weren't in the first, but they had to have been in the second class, or so I think. So that's why I call it Forgotten Class. If you want to hear about those early Jedi Academy classes, who was all in there with Luke Skywalker, you'll be surprised at some of the answers. So you definitely want to check that out. There's tons of other stuff going on right now. Next week, we'll have a more civilized age. Don't know who's all going to be on it, but we're going to have that. We're going to have tons of board game reviews and tons of, for my top 10s, top 5s, books, comic books. Everyone's been loving those. I've loved the. Oh, there goes Michael. I'm sorry, we lost him. But for my top 10, I think I'm going to do comic books I dislike, and then I'm going to do young adult books. That's going to be it. Now, a lot of people have been giving me suggestions on other things that I should add in there. Maybe I'll keep doing. I kind of want to move on to something else, but maybe I'll entertain a few. Maybe that's why I'll put on the next video, the update. I'll ask if you have any other ideas, and maybe I'll pick a few of those. I'll do this for a little bit longer, but I do want to switch on to some other ideas I had. But I do want to give those. So those are some of the things coming up soon, plus podcasts and stuff. But I'll give all those next time. You guys, if you're living in the U.S., have a happy 4th of July. If you're not living in the U.S., have a happy weekend, because it's no different for you, huh? And guys, I'll see you next time. Take